Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And yes, it's getting colder in Brisbane. That's why I've got this on. You know what that means when it comes to the coronavirus. And why are we talking about the coronavirus? Well, Hippo Eyes, Cyril Ramaphosa has just made a speech about the coronavirus. Before I talk about that, his closing statement was right on the money. He said, united, we are strong, divided, we are weak. Now, if the ANC government can work that out, then it's about time that the adults in the room worked it out as well. You know who I'm talking about. You've got to work together, guys. Eendracht maakt macht. Okay? Now, let's get to Ramaphosa's speech. First of all, right below this video, you'll see the link that I put to a video that I posted or published about 12 hours ago, I suppose, about 12 hours ago. And this was a video which gave Ramaphosa directions and suggested that today was the day he had to do exactly what he's just done. So I'm actually quite chuffed that obviously Cyril Ramaphosa follows my channel. Good on you, buddy. And if you don't believe me, as I said, the link's down below. Now, the other thing that I've got to say here before I just overview what he talked about is that the two live streams that I could see, one was by News 24 and the other one was by the SABC. Now, both those media organizations, even with a critically important message like this, if I took one little extract out of Ramaphosa's speech where he's actually talking or giving the speech, you know what they're going to do? They're going to hit me with a copyright strike. That's how these two little mongrels work, News 24 and SABC. So that's the reason why I'm not going to include any footage of this critically important message, because it'll attract a copyright strike. It's such a shame that the parliamentary website or the South African government itself didn't have an independent coverage of what is a critical message. But these guys, you know, they're inflexible. I know how they work. That's why you never ever see them in my videos, because that's how they treat other people who want to spread a critically important message. Okay, now that I've got that off my chest, the key things that Ramaphosa said were blinkingly obvious and exactly what I was talking about in the earlier video, linked directly below. And that is that restricting the number of people gathering. He talked about quarantining people who fly in from overseas. He talked about public transport. He talked about the taxi service. He talked about all these places where the virus will just go absolutely feral. And it's going to be very interesting or very disturbing, depending on which way you look at it, to see what happens in South Africa now, because clearly the huge loser out of his speech that he made tonight, and he had no choice but to make the speech tonight, is going to be the economy. It's going to have a huge impact on employment. Just when South Africa can least afford it. Moody's are just about to deliver their judgment on the rand. As I've said so many times, guys, I'm not a prophet, but I've got it right on the money, even though some call me fake news. I've been so spot on about this. I said this is a perfect storm. And it is. It's going to have a huge impact on South Africa. Personally, I think that it's too late. I think that very soon now you're going to find clusters forming in the townships, and it's going to be absolutely devastating. I think the anarchy that will ensue following the growing number of people who are unemployed when they realize that the fat cats in the ANC are still sitting there in their big homes prepping and self-isolating and really not giving an iota about the rest of the the black population, I think you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of reaction to that as people wake up to what's actually going on. So we live in interesting but disturbing times. I hope all my subscribers have prepped, as I've asked them so many times to do so. And all I can say at this stage is just watch this space. I will be obviously keep you on advising about the coronavirus and what's happening, not just in South Africa, but around the world. As you know, early this morning, your time, the Australian Prime Minister gave a special speech about the coronavirus and what Australia is doing. And, you've got to do this, guys. This coronavirus is deadly. And one of the worst hit countries is going to be South Africa. But because the public health system is such a complete and utter disgrace, we've covered this a lot on this channel, you're on your own, guys. I'm telling you now, you're on your own. The last place you want to go to is a public hospital waiting room, where if you don't have the coronavirus, you'll surely walk out of there with it. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.